And what's going on, guys? Kale here, coming at you with another video. This one is again going to be kind of one of those 30-day account updates. And just for, I guess, a little background for those of you that may be new to the channel, I am an endgame player currently with actually 3 accounts, which I think certainly makes me a rarity in the MSF community. Basically, I've got a 4-year account, a 3-year account, and then an account that is coming up to just about 2 years. So we are looking at that, the baby account of the 3, so MiniKhal over here. So in traditional fashion, the way we've been kind of doing these videos, we go on over here, we look at our login days. We're at 587. The last video was, I believe, 564. So just a little bit shy of the 30-day mark, but I figured why not? There's kind of a little bit going on in the game. Mini has shifted focuses yet again. So I kind of just wanted to talk about that a little bit. But just in the normal kind of tradition of these videos, looking over here, TCP is at 9.666 million, so nice and ominous on that end. But basically, you know, pretty standard growth, I would say, in about a month period. Last update, I think it was about 700k, and again, kind of a very similar fashion that we are upgrading a lot of characters, and that is certainly accounted for the higher than normal TCP boost. Back when I was doing these videos about every 10 days, I would kind of consider it a really good account update if I was able to go about roughly 100k in the 10 days. So, kind of with that old metric in mind, you know, in a 30-day period, you'd roughly kind of figure about 300k. So, 600k is about double the normal projected growth, I would say, of this account. This account is free to play. For the most part, there are some tiny little exceptions here and there, mainly in regards to strike passes are kind of the only time Mini dabbles in paying for anything. Other than that, though, characters are all unlocked free to play, and, you know, so on and so forth. So let's kind of talk about where the account is, what we're doing, what's kind of happened in the last 30 days, because, I mean, it's been a pretty busy 30 days. The last patch didn't have too much going on as far as things for Mini to build towards. This new patch, however, does have a lot going on. And, you know, one of the biggest things is the arena meta is shifting, and as I've kind of advocated in previous videos, staying on top of the arena meta can be very important. It controls your daily influx of cores, and, you know, ideally, if you are looking at the rewards over here, if you can kind of stay in the, you know, top 50, you're definitely doing even better. Top 50 will get you 200 cores, and that basically refreshes the daily energy cores you would be spending. So typically you do 4 refreshes, comes out to roughly about 200 cores. So if you are able to get kind of in this range, even in the 150, you basically get your daily allotment returned to you, and then throughout the course of daily objectives, milestones, etc., you start building up an excess of cores. And the reason this is important is because of events like the DSH event that is coming up, Doctor Strange Heartless. And, you know, you want those cores to be able to buy additional campaign energy so you can get your maximum amount of shards. And a character like DSH is going to be really important. Probably one of the more important event milestone characters or campaign milestone characters we've had, simply for the fact that he is going to be part of an arena meta. Now, the last event campaign character was Dr. Voodoo, and while a really good character, and I mean, he really, you know, works for a really good war team, not as important as an arena meta character. So my first kind of thing I want to talk about in this video is definitely what Mini is working towards is shifting my arena meta. So currently I am using the Speed Eternals kind of hybrid. Going forward, I am planning to go all in on the Darkhold team. So if we look here, With Mini being free to play in regards of character unlocks, I only currently have Scarlet Witch unlocked. So starting Monday, DSH's event will begin. And then also that same week, Wong's event is going to be starting. It'll be his first Blitz. That'll be on April 7th. So typically, depending on how hard you're going on a Blitz, I'd say it's pretty easy to get to, I believe it's the 35 character shard mark. Right over here. So if you're able to at least get to milestone or to top 11 to 20%, it gives you 35 character shards. Second time the Blitz comes back, that gets you 70. And then between the two milestone events, you get 21 character shards each. So this is definitely enough to unlock the character at 100 shards. Ideally, though, I am probably going to be shooting for a little bit more on this one. Like I said, the more stars on your character, the better. The stronger your characters are, the better. So I am going to probably on Mini shoot for this 45 shard area. Possibly even the 55. Just kind of depends on what's going on with work and the home life and all that fun stuff. For Kale, which is my main account, I typically will probably be shooting at least for the 2 to 3%, possibly even the 1%. Again, it kind of just depends on my availability and all that stuff. So I am shifting focus. I was kind of working towards my raid teams for the Doom raids, but Mini is kind of in a good place where I can clear up to my final section. So while my raid characters are not all at level 85 at the moment, it is not a priority because they are currently able to do what I need them to do, basically. They're able to get me through the full section of the raid, so I'm okay. So I've actually really shifted my resources over to Darkhold. And, you'll see here I'm currently working on Scarlet Witch, working to get her to level 85, probably take her to gear tier 15. I know there's a lot of videos out there floating around that basically she's the useless member, and, she's easily replaced with Dormammu, and while that may be the case, I haven't tested it personally. I am nowhere near Dormammu, and there's really no delusions about that. I have started DD5 with Kale, but Mini is still quite a bit of ways from entering DD5, let alone completing it. So I still feel like Scarlet Witch is going to hold value to this team, and I can kind of see Dormammu being the better defensive option, but almost I've got like a feeling Scarlet Witch might be the better offensive option for the team. So it's definitely something we'll have to test out, play around with, and kind of see what's going on. But with my arena meta, and particularly with Mini, since this is the account we're on, I honestly don't even think anyone in my arena shard has actually even completed DD5. Oh, actually, one person has. Yeah, so I mean, there's one whole person in my arena meta that has completed DD5. So, honestly, what that says to me is Dormammu, while certainly does have some value, it's not what I'm focusing on in this particular instance. What's more important for me is to actually make sure I have the best arena team that fits my arena shard. Now, if you happen to be in an arena meta where there is Dormammus all over the place, Dormammu might be more of a priority, and the team composition might look a little bit differently for you, but it's something you kind of have to play around with. So, with that being said, I am planning to go hard with Darkhold. So I'm currently working on the characters I do have available to me, which is Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch is also going to be a usable character in this DSH event. So if we look over here at the Unyielding tag, characters I'm planning to take into this event, I think I'm pretty set. I am thinking what I'm going to do is probably take in Scarlet Spider, Spider-Punk, and then I'm thinking Gamora, Nebula, and Deathpool. And I think that should be enough to really get me through this event, even on the heroic difficulty. We'll certainly see, if I need to kind of change anything. With Kale, I'm actually probably planning a similar team. The only difference is that I will be taking in Scarlet Witch, DSH, so Doctor Strange Heartless, Spider-Punk, Scarlet Spider, and then probably Deathpool. And just because, DSH has some insane damage, and typically with these event campaigns, you normally get a second version of the character. So I feel like 2 Doctor Strange Heartlesses on the field should be pretty cool. So I want to kind of play around with that, and I think that's going to be my best option on Kale. Now, just to kind of, kind of go over where things are and kind of look at what I'm doing on the roster. So currently, character shard farming, I'm farming Sam, Beast, Kree Cyborg for Omega Red, and I'm farming I'm farming Nobu, not for Nobu, but basically just as a villain character, so I'm only doing his node 3 times. And then for the heroes node, to get that out of the way, I'm farming Colossus, and I don't have him favorited because I actually currently need to star him up, and if I don't star him up, it makes the find thing a lot more complicated, so I'm just kind of hard farming him. Again, I'm only doing that node 3 times. And then what I'm doing with the rest of my campaign energy, I'm starting to stockpile Mystic Gear, and if you haven't already started doing that, I would highly suggest it. This Darkhold team is entirely Mystic, so you will probably find yourself with a shortage of Mystic Gear. So there's a couple nodes I want you to take a look at. Node 4.8 right here is this Superior Psionic Essence. This is one of the G15 hero uniques, or the mini uniques rather, for Mystic characters. So that's one to start farming if you don't have an abundance, which on mini I do. Another one you are looking at, I believe it's this node, where is it? Where did this node run off to? Is it this one? Okay, yeah. So Heroes 4.6 is another one. So we've got, just to kind of re-verify, 4.8, 4.6. 4.6, the reasoning behind that is these arcane powders. Chances are you might have a lot of these, so this might not be a, node you need farming. But again, this is a Mystic origin piece. You will need a lot of them. But if you're above 1,000, you should be okay. And then the other 2 nodes are both going to be in 3. Again, we've got 3.8. This is, again, a G15 piece. This is, again, a Mystic piece. This one is kind of the one I seem to have the shortage of on all 3 accounts. So this is one I am definitely farming. And then the other one, we've got... so if you are short the arcane powders, you also have another node at 3.5, so this does have 2 nodes. And then the other one that I do find a very large shortage of is this one right here, and it's the Shogoth, Ickers, however you want to pronounce it. This is the other one I'm finding I have a large shortage of on Kale in particular, and I think that has to do with I built up the Dark Hunter team pretty significantly, so I am in a bit of a Mystic Gear crunch. But so I'm definitely, hard farming these, and as you can see, I still have to farm the Ickers node, Ickers. So I'm still, I need to farm that, but so I'll do that as I kind of get energy. And then once that is accomplished, I will then kind of go in, and then I just kind of go through these nodes as normal. And, I'll start at section 4, and I'll just kind of farm these nodes, kind of getting some teal gear, and, nothing has really changed there. The other thing I'm doing with my ISO 8 energy, there are a lot of... if you look at the team, we have not scrolled far enough. So Darkhold right over here. So if you look at the team, You have got a controller here. You've got Agatha Harkness, who is a support. You've got DSH, who is a blaster. You've got Morgan Le Fay, who is a controller. And then you have Wong, who is a protector. So for me personally, I feel like there's been a lot of really good control characters that have been released to the game recently. So I'm kind of trying to keep my controller ISOs stockpiled. So if you look over here, I basically go in and I farm, and I'm kind of looking to have about 160 to 240 of the controller ISOs. This will basically be enough to get, if you have 240, that's enough to take 3 characters to ISO 5 kind of right away. So that's kind of what I'm doing with my ISO 8 energy. Next, looking over here, we do currently have this Cauldrons event going on, and what I've been doing with Mini, I am certainly stockpiling up on teal gear. So basically any of these pieces that are under 300 I am buying, and then what I'm also doing is in the orange section, while I wouldn't recommend really spending most of these cauldrons on orange gear, if you do happen to run across those mystic pieces that you are, you know, maybe running a little short on, so the Ichors, the Geodes, the Arcane Powders, and the Psionic Essence, if you're running a little short on those, and they do have them, 1,200 cauldrons for 10 of those pieces isn't too bad. With the Geodes and the Psionic Essence, those are the G15 pieces. You need 18 of those. And then for the Ichors and I believe it's the Arcane Powders are kind of the G14 pieces. Those you need about 15 per piece. So definitely something to kind of consider. In the gold store, not too much has changed. Still stocking up on teal gear. And then for orange gear, and actually this is another mystic piece over here, the Celestial Lattice. This is the other G15 piece, I believe. Or this actually might be a G14 piece. But this one is needed also. So that's also one I am farming. Which actually, I don't think I pointed that out in a node. So let us look at a mystic character that is in that area right now. Let's see. Here we go. So those are going to be over in Doom 1.5. So this is actually a much earlier node. So we've got those 2 nodes in Doom 4. The 3 to 4 nodes in Doom 3, and then this 1 node in Doom 1. So definitely nodes to kind of be aware of when you're talking Mystic Gear. Anyway, so, you know, I am buying these pieces. So again, these under 1,000 I'm going to go ahead and buy. Other than that, though, I'm not really buying too much orange gear. Occasionally, I will buy a Hero Unique. If they're under 72, especially with Morgan Le Fay's new Hero Unique. If I do see that, I am gobbling those up. But yeah, that's what I'm kind of doing in the gold store. Blitz store over here, I'm just kind of slowly working on maxing out characters and getting them to the 7-star mark. So currently I'm working on Coulson and She-Hulk over here, and I think that's about it. I think after those 2, I'm actually done with the Blitz store. In the Raid store, I've kind of got a really large stockpile of Raid credits currently. I am buying Cloak when I do see him in the store. There are rumors that a Dagger might be joining the Raid store. At least it was data mined that way. So I'm hoping maybe the first Wednesday of April, she will join the Raid store, and then I will start opening these Raid orbs. But I'm saving them for the time being in that sense. Normally what I'll do is I'll get to about 150k of these, and then I drop down to about 50k opening the Raid orbs. And then just kind of restock slowly. That's kind of what I do. Other things I'm also buying, catalysts. I'm starting to run out on catalysts actually on Kale, my main account. So typically what I'm doing is if the catalysts are below 4,000, I am buying catalysts. But other than that, catalyst and cloak is about all I'm buying here. In the Arena store, again, very similar to the Blitz store, I'm just slowly maxing out characters. So I'm actually going to finish off M'Baku, not for M'Baku, but for the Chaos Theory. Eventually I'll get around to completing that on Mini. In the War store, combination, slowly farming up Maria Hill to 7 stars, and then also buying, teal hero uniques. So like this one right here is for Shang-Chi. Planning to take Shang-Chi probably into DD5, so I definitely want at least 17 of these. I'm sorry, 18 of these. So hero uniques that are teal, depending on the unique, I'm looking for either 18 to 36 of them. And then again, regular origin pieces buying as well. I'm kind of drifting away from buying the orange gear. I am thinking, and what I actually ended up doing on Kale, and I kind of regret now that we got the blog and they're increasing the drops, but based off of the gear that I'm needing, in particular the Ichors in the Mystic part, I actually opened quite a few of these Orange War 1 orbs, and it's because they do have the Ichors, as well as the Lattices, which I don't need as much on Kale from what I remember. So I kind of regret opening these now that they're increasing the drop rates. I've kind of lost hope on a teal war gear orb. I just don't think that's going to be coming anytime soon, especially with them kind of increasing the orange drop rates. I guess if you want to talk tinfoil hat theory, they're looking to have us spend our War Elite credits to then bring in a teal gear orb. I don't know. I'm basically in the mindset of I don't want to hold my account back. So if opening these Orange Gear War Orbs is going to help Kale or Mini or even Dracarys bring up this Darkhold team, I'm going to do it because I'm going to get instant results with that versus holding out for a Teal War Orb that may never come. Or might even have a different currency, who knows. But so that's what I'm doing in the War Store. Elite Store, kind of more or less the same. I've got a little bit of an abundance of silver promotion credits. I haven't really seen a good 5-star character to bring up, and 6-star and 7-star, I'm just kind of slowly building those gold promos. But yeah, I would say that's kind of where I'm at store-wise. DD5-wise, it has taken a little bit of a backseat. My priority, like I said, is building up that Darkhold team first. Once I do have Darkhold in a place where I am happy with them, I am going to transition back to DD5 prep. I currently have Ghost Spider over here at G16, which I can actually take her out of the kind of prep area. I've got Ghost Spider, I've got Scarlet Spider at G15 or G16 as well, and those are my only 2 characters on Mini so far. But with Mini, mostly the thing that is holding me back is actually my character level. So once I get my Darkhold team that I have unlocked to level 85, I will then go back to my DD5 prep. So kind of the next on my list is Cloak. I'll take him to 85, G16. And then I think the next character on my list will probably be Shang-Chi, followed by possibly Morbius is probably next on my list. He's a pretty cheap G16 character. He is City, and that's kind of what I'm currently using on Kale. I'm using Morbius, Cloak, Scarlet Spider, Ghost Spider, and Shang-Chi, and they're doing pretty good so far. It's definitely slow progress, but making progress nonetheless. But anyway, I would say that is pretty much where we are on day 500 and what was this? 84? Yeah, day 587 rather. So that is our day 587 account update. just kind of do a quick little rehash, really working on that Darkhold team and kind of focusing on that arena meta. Secondary to that is DD5, and then just behind that we'll be taking the rest of my raid characters to level 85. But that is not as much of a priority, as like I said, they are currently accomplishing what I need them to do. So yeah, so that is day 587 on Mini. If y'all have any interest, I guess, on an account update for Kale, my main account, certainly please let me know down in the comments. If you have not already subscribed to this channel, please do so. I try to post fairly regularly, mainly when events are going on and kind of strategize and all that stuff. I am planning to do kind of an updated video once the DSH event does begin, and kind of walk through the heroic difficulty if it is challenging. Anyway, I want to thank you all so much for watching. Hope everyone is having a good week and a safe weekend. Take it easy, and I will catch you next time.